Hi there, I'm Vincent Bos, and I'm a life coach, relationship coach, and breakup coach. You can change the language of this podcast in the YouTube video settings. And in today's podcast, we're going to be discussing Dumpee warning. I provide audio coaching for breakup recovery, trying to get an ex back, attracting someone new, and life coaching. Visit www.dateme.tips for more details. Please check your spam and junk folders if you are expecting an email from me. Subscribe to my weekly support emails. The link is in the description. So now let's get back into today's podcast, and today we are discussing Dumpee warning. So if you have been dumped and want to try to get your ex back, you need to live in reality, not fantasy. In today's podcast, I'll be discussing 3 major warnings that a dumpee shouldn't ignore. So let's get straight into this, and point number 1 is if you don't improve, you won't get them back. Now let me know in the comments if you feel that you have grown as a person since the breakup. Let me know in the comments and let's see what the community thinks. Now there's probably some of you listening right now who's thinking, oh, Vincent is going off again about self-improvement, becoming a version 2.0. I don't care. I just want to get my ex back. Well, this is the first dumpee warning. And that is, if you don't improve, you won't get them back. I can't make it any clearer. Now it is somewhat of a problem within the breakup space, but a lot of people in the position of wanting to get their ex back after being dumped do not really care about self-improvement. And I mean, I can even showcase my own stats as reasoning for this. If I upload a podcast where I'm talking about self-improvement in a pure sense, where maybe the title suggests that is the main focus of the podcast, well, listen here, it will get many less views. It will probably get a quarter, if not a fifth, of the average amount of views that my podcasts tend to get. So what can I take from this? I can take that dumpees in general don't care for self-improvement, but they do care about getting their ex back. And there is a disconnect. We need to understand that things are connected. This is a huge warning. Please don't press stop. Don't move on. Don't listen to anything else during point number 1. Because if you do, then you are not going to increase your chance of getting your ex back. Instead, you're really hampering your chances. You're negatively affecting your ability to reconnect. If you just brush to one side the warning, but if you don't improve, you won't get them back. I need to make it very, very clear. And this might not seem the nicest thing for you to hear, but you need it loud and clear. The person that your ex dumped is not someone that they want back. So what does that mean? Well, it means that if you don't improve, you will not reconnect. Certainly, if you get worse in any way, shape or form, they're not going to want to reconnect. So the only way is up. The only way is self-improvement. The only other way you have to consider this is if you don't want to go through that self-improvement, fine, but don't expect to reattract your ex. For whatever reason, your ex-dumper lost romantic emotional attraction. You might not want to believe it, but it's the truth. You might think you are great together, but they don't think so. We need to look outside of a box and look in towards ourselves. We need to look into the mirror. We need to understand it doesn't matter how we imagined our relationship to be. The fact is, our dumper didn't think it was working. And this might be a bit of a revelation for some of you dumpees, but we need that tough love occasionally. Some people react best to the carrot, other people react best to the stick. That's the saying, that's the truth, that's the reality. If you don't become a better person today than you were yesterday, if you don't become a better person tomorrow than you are currently today, you can't expect someone who doesn't currently want to be with you to change their mind, to think, oh, actually, I've made a big mistake. Actually, I want to be with my dumpee now. They are not going to come to that conclusion unless you improve yourself on every single metric. Now, should you be focusing on this self-improvement from the perspective of getting your ex back. No, it shouldn't be the guiding light as per why you are doing this. However, the truth is that that is your main focus at this time. So it is going to be somewhat of a goal. It can't be the main goal because there is no guarantee that you can get your ex back. What this will do, though, is give you the best possible chance. And if you don't reconnect, it will increase the chance of you attracting other new people into your life instead. The reason being is that if you become that version 2.0 of yourself, you will be able to attract people that before you couldn't. You see, when you first attracted your dumper, when the scales of value were somewhat even, when you were both feeling that love towards one another, there would have been certain people that you couldn't attract, certain people beyond your reach, certain people that even if you wanted to date, you couldn't. Now, you might not have really understood why, but the truth is, you were not good enough. Whether this was in a mental sense, a physical sense, a spiritual sense, however you look at it, you were not what they were looking for. And hence, if you do go through self-improvement, if you do become that version 2.0 that I speak about, you will now be able to attract the people that previously you couldn't. So when you first got together with your ex, those people that you couldn't attract, now you actually could. And that is why it is win-win. That is why if you don't get your ex back, you can and will find someone even better, because those people who were out of reach are now certainly within your grasp of attracting. So although I can't guarantee your ex-dumper will come back, I can guarantee you improve your chances of such, and additionally to this, you increase the chance of finding a connection with someone even better than your ex, someone that maybe you would have chosen above your ex back in the day, but you just couldn't attract them, and hence your ex was the best that you could find at the time. So now let's get into point number 2 and the second point of today's podcast. Please give this video a like and let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you like my content, subscribe to the channel to keep updated. And point number 2 is this is a marathon. So we've already explained that there is no 100% guaranteed way to get your ex back. But for those of you that do, the likelihood is that this will be a marathon and not a sprint. Some of the people who discuss online that you can get your ex back within 30 days. And if you don't, then it's a big failure. Well, I just don't understand what they base their theories on. Because I've been doing this job now for many, many years. And from my research, the average amount of time that a dumper and a dumpee reconnect is around 6 to 12 months. That's the average that I see. Does it mean you can't get back together sooner? No, it doesn't mean that. But the average amount of time is half a year and beyond. That's what I have seen. What does that mean? It means it's a long haul. It means it's challenging. It means if you have in your mind, right, I'm going to get my ex back in 2 weeks, it's not likely to happen. Can it happen? Occasionally. Is it likely to happen? No. So you need to understand this, dumpees. And this is a warning, because for those of you who have this theory that you will get your ex back within 30 days, unless you are in a very, very, very tiny percentage of people, this is not the case. This is not reality. And if you don't get them back in that time, and you believe that is what is likely to happen, you are going to crash in your mindset. You are going to feel very low. You're going to feel defeated. You are going to lose your motivation. You are not going to be able to push forward in the necessary way to get them back, but more importantly, to find yourself, and as I've already mentioned, attract even better people into your life. And this is the worry, that if you have unrealistic expectations, you will be very down on yourself, punishing yourself, very, very upset, very, very negative if you don't achieve these unrealistic goals. So you need to get into your mind, it's going to be half a year towards a year on average. It might even be longer. I know people who've got their ex back many years into the future. Does this mean that you should be sitting at home, waiting, clock watching, trying to reconnect with them in the long term? No, you can't be waiting at home. You can't be putting your life on hold. You can't be checking the time, checking the clock, checking the date on the calendar and thinking, well, I'm not going to do anything because my ex-dumper won't come back to me for a number of months yet. Listen, remember what I said in point number 1. If you are not improving, if you're not living your life to the full, then you will not reconnect with them at any stage. And that is the point that we're speaking about in number 2, is trying to understand that it is going to be that marathon. It is going to be something which is not achieved in a day or a week or likely even a month. If you alter your mindset, you're going to find it a little bit easier on you. Now, I appreciate it's not easy times, okay? It's not going to be something that you view as an easy period of your life when you look back on, but it's going to go by a little bit easier if you have genuine, realistic expectations and not ones which can't be met, not ones which make you feel worse when you don't achieve them. Understand the truth, understand the reality, and live your life with that in mind. Now, if you would like advice and support about how to try and increase the chance of one day getting your ex back, then you may want to consider my audio coaching service, where me and you can speak one-on-one about your unique specific situation. This is the best and diamond level of support that I can provide. Go to my website www.dateme.tips for more information about how I can become your coach and your teammate via my audio coaching service. Talking about your feelings can also improve your mental health. It helps prevent the buildup of negative emotions, which can lead to stress, anxiety, depression, and even physical health issues. Speak your heart to free your mind. So now let's get into point number 3 and the final point of today's podcast. If you feel that this podcast has helped you, then please consider buying me a coffee. The link to do so is in the description. And point number 3 is do things for you. Now, this is a trap that a lot of dumpees fall into. They decide to live their life in a way which is for their ex, the dumper. Maybe this is deliberate, maybe this is subconscious, but the dumpee is doing everything because they believe it's what their ex, the dumper, would want, would need, or whether this is the only chance they have of actually reconnecting. Now, an example of this might be going places that your ex, the dumper, will be. Now, you need to ask yourself, would you go to this place if your ex, the dumper, wasn't there? Ask yourself that question. If the answer is yes, then this is something that maybe you could still go to and attend. If the answer is no, then you shouldn't go. You shouldn't be going just because your ex, the dumper, is there. It doesn't increase the chance of getting your ex back a lot of the time. If anything, it could make things awkward, it could make things negative, it probably won't help your cause. Now, of course, every situation is unique, and unless I speak with you through my audio coaching service, I won't know exactly your specifics. But generally speaking, if you are going to consider going somewhere that you know your ex, the dumper, will be, ask yourself a question. Should I be going? Would I go if they weren't there? If you would, then perhaps you still can. If you wouldn't, then you probably shouldn't be going. But it's not just linked to this. When I'm talking about making sure that you live your life for you and not for your ex, the dumper, the decisions you make need to be focused on yourself. It's not selfish, for instance, to go online dating. If you want to push forward with your life, then it is natural to want to go dating again. You're not cheating on your dumper. That is a mindset that a lot of dumpees start to feel. Oh, I can't go online dating. I'm cheating on my ex. You're not. The relationship was ended by them. You are single. If you do go on some dates, it's actually going to increase the chance of your ex, the dumper, wanting to reconnect with you. Not decrease it, because they will now see you as a dateable option. If you are dating someone new, then it means that other people want to date you. You are a dateable option. That will reinforce in your ex, the dumper's mind. If you decide to stay single because you're thinking to yourself, well, I need to be available for my dumper, then you're not actually showcasing yourself as someone desirable to anybody else. So it's probably not going to have a desired effect. This is what I'm talking about. If you want to go online dating, you should go online dating. And if the only thing stopping you is the worry of your ex, listen, you're not cheating on them. They ended the relationship. You're single. And if anything, It's going to make you look more attractive in their eyes, not less. Do things for you, not for them. Whatever it is that is ahead of you, make sure you're thinking from your own perspective. It is not selfish. It is not arrogant. It is important. It's important you do things for you. It is important you grow your self-esteem, your confidence. It all links in with point number 1. If you don't go through self-improvement, if you don't become more confident, if you don't have higher self-esteem, higher belief, doing things for you and not just waiting around for your ex, if you don't do this, you won't get them back anyway.